Hello and welcome to another Material Concerns episode of Material Girls. I'm Hannah McGregor.
And I'm Marcelle Cosman.
And I'm Coach. And we're going to jump right in with a check-in. You said a really fun fact to begin. Hannah, where were you this morning?
I was in the ocean.
Lucky.
Yep. I am at an Airbnb with my beloved pal, Amy. We are here to work on course development work because September is looming.
So soon.
But the Airbnb we got, I mean, it's very quirky. It's one of those really quirky places where you're like, why is this home like this? Why is this so weird? But it is mere feet from the ocean and you can walk off. There's like a big, gorgeous deck directly overlooking the ocean. And then you can walk down a little set of, dubious steps straight into the sea. So we got here yesterday afternoon. I have already been in the ocean thrice.
Ooh.
Sounds lovely. Ocean's awesome.
Yeah. My ideal life would include starting every day by putting my body in a body of water.
Salt specific or just any body of water?
Any body of water. I mean, a natural body, not a pool. Sorry, pools.
Yeah.
You're just not as magical.
Sorry, pools.
But a lake will do, or a river.
And what about you, Marcelle? How you doing? Are you too good for a river, Marcelle?
Me? No.
Yeah.
Definitely not. No. I'm okay. We're trying out a different tech setup, so I'm feeling really stressed out about it.
Which is odd because you love change.
I do. I love change. I love being told that the thing I'm doing is not working. I love being stopped. I love being silenced. Let's see. What are the other things that I love? I love having to ask a man for help.
Oh.
Okay, but honestly, shout out Trevor who helped us.
There's a reason he's our erstwhile tech support.
Shout out to Trevor. Yeah. Since we last recorded, I finished watching The Pitt.
Oh, without spoiling anything, how are you feeling in the aftermath?
It's a phenomenal work of televised drama.
Mm-hmm.
Phenomenal. Yeah. I grew up watching ER, so I knew Noah Wyle when he was 19 years old.
Yeah.
I know it's not a sequel and I know it's not the same character, but it is really cool that he's still doing it. He's still in the ER. It's great.
One of my early sexual roots, a real early memory for me, is in the ER opening sequence when he's bent over with the stethoscope. ER fans will know this. It's like the quickest moment of the opening credits. We will be putting this on Instagram because I need other people to see it. And it's the music is really impactful at this particular moment. And he's bent over in silhouette. And I remember watching that and being
whoa.
This is making me feel something. And it still does. It really hits for me. If I'm watching the opening credits, I'll be waiting for it with bated breath.
It's happening.
It's happening. Yeah. Dun, 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 dun.
Wait,
is that
you just did Law and Order?
You're so right.
Doctors.
Doctors. Okay.
Man, those 90s opening credit songs really slapped.
They slapped.
They slapped those sick bass lines.
Yeah.
Coach, how are you doing other than recalling a root?
Well, now I'm in a great place.
Incredible.
Thinking about young Noah Wyle. No, I'm doing well. I can always tell how I'm doing based on how clean and well written my to-do lists are.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say, my handwriting is looking really good right now. So,
oh my God,
I'm doing well. Yeah. A fun, cool thing happened, which is that I got the rights to use a Caroline Rose song in the short film that I've been working on.
Amazing.
Oh, awesome.
Which is the song that you all saw. You saw an early cut of it. That's at the end. And I really wanted it. And I'm a big fan of theirs. And that's been some very exciting news that not only can I license that song, but also I was able to afford to license the song, which was the other sort of question mark. So I'm feeling very creatively supported by other indie artists. It was a very nice, oh, that's really cool. I'm so glad they made it affordable for me to be able to use their song. So it's the song Everything in Its Right Place, which I'm shouting out because it's a really fabulous song. And I'll add it to our Apocalypse Toolkit playlist because it is I think, a very comforting song.
Incredible.
Wonderful.
I got to port that Apocalypse Toolkit playlist over to Apple Music because I have not listened to it.
Yeah, we actually have someone to do that. So I'm gonna put that on my to-do list to tell
Ooh.
Gabby
In
to
the
do.
neatest handwriting.
In the neatest handwriting.
Referring to Gabby as someone to do that is incredible. We've got people. We've got people who do that.
I'll put my people on it. Okay, fab. Well, our first segment, y'all, is Left on the Table. Well, let's all just be gentle and sensitive, as always, with Left on the Table. Reminder.
As
Hannah?
always with Marcelle.
But Left on the Table is where we discuss something that we feel like we didn't get to in an episode, or it was like left unresolved in a way where you're like, I'm still thinking about this part of our last recording, or like, I just was revisiting this or that thing from Material Girls production and I want to dig into it again. So I'll begin. Something that I've been left thinking about is in our episode on Hamilton, Shira said that there was like jealousy in the world of historians that her field of study got a rap musical.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not left on the table in any way we really need to explore. It's just been like ringing in my head, this idea of like historians being at conferences and being like, you're so lucky you got like a rap musical about American history, and sort of all the different specific historical expertise and specialties that are like jealous about it. Like, oh, I wish we had a Dark Ages rap musical. And I just think it's really, really funny to think about. And she mentioned like Canadian historians or like creators being like, we should have one about Canada, and how it just like doesn't really
It's like, no,
work.
no,
In the same way. It's like an American tradition. So that's been banging around in my head since our episode.
Yeah. The comparative I'm thinking of right now is like medievalists navigating the real sort of explosion of like film representations of the Middle Ages. Like there was sort of a medieval resurgence for a bit there. And it was like a huge amount of incorrect, like a lot of incorrect, but also it was like really embraced by white supremacists. And so medievalists were, instead of being like, hey, like a cool pop culture text that like brings our area of study into focus, instead it was like, oh, fuck.
No.
Fuck, the Middle Ages has become like a lightning rod to like ethno-nationalists in Europe who want to fantasize about a like noble Western tradition.
Wow. Yeah.
That involved only white people. And then being like, which I mean, I do feel like there's a little bit of that in Hamilton for
sure,
for American historians, but it's like, you know, hit different.
Yeah, like in what direction it does the work is like not totally out of the creator's control, obviously, because like what you put in the text will influence that. But as you've noted before, like there's no way to know necessarily how people pick up something. So medievalists are like, damn.
Dang.
Dang it.
At least Canlit has never been cool and never will be. So we never had to deal with that.
I do remember in like 2017, 2018, when Canlit as a field was really reckoning with its contemporary racism and contemporary sexism and contemporary misogyny in a way that made those of us still studying be like, I don't know if I want to be here right now.
Yeah, sort of stick around. But that was like so inside baseball, you know? There wasn't like a cool public text to sort of facilitate those conversations. I think the closest we've ever come to Canlit being zeitgeisty is The Handmaid's Tale. I respectfully refuse to acknowledge it. I mean, I know I just acknowledged it, but you know, never watched a second of it. Never will.
Yeah, it's brutal.
Yeah.
Speaking of Canlit, actually, we can't go down that road. And I do want to hear your answers for Left on the Table, but I have one more thing about the Hamilton episode.
Yeah.
Which is that, okay, I've been watching The Gilded Age. The Gilded Age has been the Pitt for the last week, where I've like been really in it. Whatever. It's a fine show. I had a good time. I really enjoyed it. Anyway, I was watching the credits last night. I smoked a pen, like a weed pen for the first time in like months. Like my friend left it with me. And so I usually am a more patient viewer if I've like smoked a little bit. And so I'm like watching all of the credits like with intention. I'm like, oh, whoa, whatever. And I noticed that the co-executive producer is Erica Armstrong Dunbar, who Shira mentioned in our Hamilton episode.
I don't remember this.
Okay, well, she did.
Okay.
And
I believe you.
Okay.
But give us some more context. Who was Erica Armstrong
I
Dunbar?
don't remember because I was high when I was, and I just took a photo and I was like, this is really, okay, let's see. Did she not? No, she did. I know she did. Oh, I know why. Okay. Because that is the author of the Ona Judge biography.
Oh.
And my memory never works like this. Like I have famously said, this is why I like didn't go to academia, because I'm like, I can't recall. Like my recall is like so bad with this kind of stuff. So when I was like a little stoned, like truly a little bit, I was like, whoa, my brain is better at like seeing connections. Because most like 9 out of 10 times I would like let that name wash over me unless it was an executive producer I was like watching out for. But I was like, why do I know that name? Yes, the Ona Judge biography that I believe Shira was being complimentary of.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this person's a co-executive producer, and I assume because of being a consultant on like the historical elements and stuff like that. Isn't that fun? Cool. Academia and pop culture.
At last.
Don't you guys like that?
Yes, I do. I'm looking her up right now. She seems really cool.
Yeah, she does seem really cool. Maybe we'll have her on. Erica.
I don't know. She's executive producing The Gilded Age. Oh, we could do an episode about The Gilded Age. Have her on.
We can do an episode about The Gilded Age. All right, done.
Haven't watched a single second of it.
It's really fun. This is like Downton Abbey light, I would say. Without going too deep into it, Gilded Age is like racism's real, but our main characters are going to be pretty good about race for the time. It's like there's a big problem. It's going to get solved by somebody coming into money unexpectedly.
Thank God.
It's like it is just American dream porn, like in a major way, in a way that is really fun.
Yeah. And Downton Abbey was that except for the nobility. So Downton Abbey was like, listen, like the whole premise of landed aristocracy is fundamentally unjust, but like not this family because they're good and they care about their servants. So in this one case, it's actually fine.
Yes. If you watched all of Downton Abbey, I think you're going to have a good time with Gilded Age.
Yeah.
Can't wait. Can't wait for Papa to have a good time. Anything else left on the table? It could just be me if you don't have anything else.
It can't be me because I never remember anything.
And I say everything that comes into my head. So I never leave anything on the table.
Nothing's left. Okay, fab. Well, that was left on the table, folks. Let us know how you felt about it. It's Coach's Corner left on the table.
Coach's Corner, we've got a triangular table. Yeah. And Marcelle and my corners are clean.
Clean plates.
They are clean plates. And Coach covered in crumbs.
Covered in crumbs, which makes sense because I don't speak during our episodes. I'm like, here's something I've been thinking about that I didn't get to say.
Because no one asked.
This is a new character.
We're going to start finishing each segment by being like, Coach, do you have anything to add? Anything to add?
Yeah, it's like producer who wants to be on mic. It's like, oh, no. Sweet. All right. Our final segment before we go on to part 2 is, okay, hear me out.
How many seconds are we down to now?
I believe 55. But it's not really proper math. Like I'm not tracking it because it's ultimately not important. So we have 55 seconds at this point to be heard.
Marcelle, you want to go first?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'll time you.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Okay, hear me out. In Alberta right now, the provincial government is all up in arms about these graphic novels that were so-called discovered in public schools. And anyway, that's not totally the point. The point is, you don't need to hide books that have sex content in them from kids. I'm just like, you just don't need to. You don't need to. They are graphic novels are pictures. It's not pornography. It's not Hustler, right? So yeah, the pictures might be suggestive, but like, unless you have a basic understanding of the mechanics, you don't know what you're looking at. So you don't need to hide those books from children. If they pull them off the shelves and flip them open and see somebody with their face between somebody else's legs, they don't know what it is unless they know the mechanics.
I was like, I'm adding a minute.
It's so true. Like, I read so much stuff and like encountered so much stuff because like in our household, books were just there. Mm-hmm. And it's like, if you didn't understand it, you just put it down. Like as a kid, you're just like, oh, I don't know what this is. I don't know what's happening here. I'll just move on with my day. It's not like you look at like a scandalous image and like go like, uh-oh, innocence ruined. It's like, you don't have the context for that to be a thing you register in terms of innocence.
Yes. We put that on.
Yeah.
Mine's kind of related, so can I go next?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Right.
3, 2, 1.
Okay, hear me out. You can just go ahead and be naked around your friends. I think it's just fine to be naked around your friends. We're naked around our friends all the time when we're kids. When you have a platonic relationship with somebody, be nude, in my opinion, should be a neutral state of being. I think, in fact, it can be really good for your relationship to your body to just like experience it as neutral around other people that you feel safe with. There are many pleasures of being naked that you can share with friends, like skinny dipping, which I may have done last night with a friend.
Hell yeah.
But also just like getting to experience being naked in community in a way that is not sexualized, like reminds you of exactly what Marcelle was saying, that like bodies are not always inherently sexual. They can just be bodies.
Gorgeous.
I've got a children's book called It's Not Rude to Be Nude that my father-in-law gave to my kids.
Oh my God, your nudist father-in-law. That's so funny.
I'm going to send you a copy, Hannah.
I don't need it. I already know.
That's awesome.
It's not rude to be nude.
Not rude to be nude.
I like that. I think that my relationship to my body was best when I was on a sports team where I was showering with other people every day.
Yeah.
Like we were just always naked together. And like it really, I remember just like kind of breaking my brain open from like 18 on to be like, yeah, everybody's body is like so different. Like in clothes, we get collapsed into like whatever, 10 different types or whatever it is. But then you're just like, oh no, everybody's really different.
Everybody is just really different. And it's cool. It's cool and really fun. Cool. And seeing actual real bodies is like just kind of nice. Like if the only bodies that you're seeing are your own and then the bodies of people who are professionally nude, that can really skew your sense of what bodies look like.
Yeah. Love it. I'm convinced. Not the point, but a reality.
Did it anyway. Okay, Coach, what's yours?
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, hear me out. Choose the books you read along local lines, which is the best way I can think to say it, which is to say, I'm going to Nantucket next week, and I'm going to read a Ben Shattuck book where Nantucket features prominently. When I was in Canada, Marcelle picked out some Canadian literature for me, and I read Miriam Toews while I was in Canada. And I just think there's so many good books to read in the world. And if you feel overwhelmed by that prospect, one cool way to go about it is that if you go anywhere, or if you stay where you are, be like, yeah, I'm in New York right now. So like, I'm just going to read local authors or books that like take place in Brooklyn. And that's just going to be what it is. And so it can kind of limit the overwhelm of how many texts there are to read. And then it brings you closer to the places you visit and the people who you're visiting. I loved the Miriam Toews book. Did I do it? Do I have time? Oh, and support indie booksellers.
Oh God.
Support indie booksellers. well, I have my time. I guess I'll mention it. Support your indie bookstore. Come on, guys. What What are we doing? Support your indie bookstore.
If people could just support their indie bookstore for once in their goddamn lives.
It is the number one issue.
If you
right
could
now.
actually just once in your fucking life support your indie bookstore.
Okay, so go and support your indie bookstore. I am tired of people not doing that. I start weeping. It is a damn shame, and I never curse.
Hey,
but I'm
and you
gonna
know
curse.
what? If you are fortunate enough to have more than one, take turns. Take turns.
Take turns.
Spread
Spread the
love.
love. What are we doing?
Choose favorites and fight
Choose
the other
favorites.
ones.
Absolutely. I get a discount at one,
Pit them
but not
against
at the
each
others.
other. Let the strongest one win. That was my okay. Hear me
It was
out.
great.
Wow, we did it.
I loved
folks.
it.
Wonderful.
I loved it. I'm convinced.
I'm convinced.
You're convinced?
I've done the same thing. I love reading books written or set in the places where I'm visiting.
I like the idea that after okay, hear me out, there are only two options, which is I'm convinced or been there, done that. You don't need to tell me twice.
Beat you to it, girl.
Beat you to it, girl. Okay, we got to do part two. But before we do that, let's do our little outro. Let's tell the people what they need to know.
Hey,
Hey.
if you had fun listening to today's Material Concerns episode, why not head over to patreon.com/ohwhchplease, where you can support the show for as little as $54 a year.
We literally run on Patreon support. That's like 99% of our income as a production company. And for that reason, we put a lot of energy into trying to make that Patreon worthwhile for people. So at the lowest tier, which is $54 a year. I know that's not nothing, but like a year.
Yeah.
You can do it.
Yeah.
And at that tier, you get part 2 of these episodes, part 2 of Material Concerns.
Woohoo.
You get the ad-free episodes every week. You get episode bloopers, which are silly. You get bonus content that we record when we have guests on the show, which is often also very silly. It's how I found out that Karen Tongson was into the Swing Revival. Really important. And then every higher tier also has like additional perks on top of that, like Coach's Corner, which we mentioned today, which is a bi-weekly video and audio perk featuring Coach, and access to our watch-alongs, and so much more. You can sign up right this second and immediately get access to the back catalog of all of that content.
Whoa. Huge.
It's like 1 million hours. Like 1 million.
Perks on perks on perks on perks.
And might I take this moment to mention that if you're newer to Material Girls, which means you've started listening in the last couple of years, you may not be totally familiar with the fact that before this show, on the same audio feed, we had a show called Witch Please, which is why our production company is called Witch Please Productions. And so when we say there's a backlog, it's also the backlog of that show. So it really is, when we say like hundreds of hours,
I think Hannah said millions.
I said billions.
Billions. Okay. Well, then we don't mean it. There is an excessive amount, and it's also like a really fun way to go back and hear the early roots of this show and this collaboration, and also Hannah and Marcelle's evolving friendship if you're into the parasocial stuff, which I am. I work with you guys, and I still am.
That's weird, Coach.
Well, it is what it is. Well, so again, that's patreon.com/ohwhchplease. If that's not in your budget right now, understood. You can do us a huge favor then and leave us an Apple review. Post about the show on social media, text it to friends and family who you think might be interested. And why do we ask you to do that? We ask you to do that because that's how people find the show. We are absolutely a word of mouth supported show. We're a mouth supported show. Ugh.
We're supported by your mouths.
And we need it. And we need you.
Need that mouth. Marcelle's so upset. I love it. Thanks, as always, to Auto Syndicate for the use of our theme song, Shopping Mall, and to the whole Witch Please Productions team, Gabby Iori, Zoe Mix, Malika Gumpankum, Ruth Ormiston, and our executive producer and Material Concerns co-host, Hannah Rehack, a.k.a. Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you. Thanks for supporting the show, y'all. See you over on Patreon for part 2.
Oh, it's going to be silly.